The Screen Actors Guild is officially on strike, and the first time in my life. Hey, my name is Jake Thomas, and I have been a SAG member since 1996. So what does this mean? What are the implications? How did this happen? Why are we here? I'm going to try to explain it to you, but by no means am I an expert. I just play an expert on TV. So SAG is striking against the AMPTP, basically the exact same thing that the writers are striking against. It is all the major studios, the streamers, your Netflix, your Amazon, your Apple, your Disney, your Paramount, Sony, so on. So that means that those productions are now going to halt. The SAG actors will walk off a set. It's important to note that because of the writer's strike that's been going on, a lot of the productions for the major studios in the United States have already stopped because the crew members, they've refused to cross the picket lines from the WGA, who have been striking for the past few months. So what this now means is that all the productions that were big studio stuff filming out of the country and TV shows like House of Dragons, stuff like that, all that is coming to an end. The actors are walking off. So why is this happening? The reason why is because our contracts for streaming, TV, movies, those contracts have expired. We have, contracts that have to be renewed on a regular basis. We agree to new terms for like minimum rates for things, residuals for things. All that has to be agreed on ahead of time, and they basically let this expire without reaching a new agreement. All of our SAG representatives approached the studios and said, hey, this is what we need to do to make sure that our union members are not getting paid less than they were in 2020. The entire industry of entertainment has changed massively in the past 10 years. We have streaming as the forefront of how entertainment is consumed, and our contracts do not represent that right now. It is an interesting coincidence that this is happening at the same time as the writer's strike. This is the first time that the writer's strike and an actor's strike has happened since the 1960s, but a lot of the same things are what we want. AI is a huge deal. I've heard things talking about how AI is going to replace background actors, like big crowd scenes and everything. When you see like a huge crowd on a movie or a TV show, those are actors. Those are SAG actors, or they're actors that are, working towards their SAG eligibility. Another really big deal with this is residuals. Okay, so residuals is basically when you're being paid, when your content that is your face, even for the writers too, when your content is being shown and watched, you're getting paid for that. Now, if you're talking about the contract for TV, it'd be every time it's played, or like a movie, whenever it's, rented on digitally, or way back when, rented as a DVD or something, you would get paid for that. And that helps you basically in between, jobs, in between movies, in between seasons of a show. When you're on a show, sometimes it's kind of hard because when you're on hiatus in between those seasons, you're under contract. You can't take any other work. For me personally, I still get residuals for projects that I did that played on TV a long time ago, but for streaming, not so much. I mean, for example, a series regular for me on a streaming, my contract said prepayment for residuals. Basically, they're expecting no residuals to be paid for you, no matter how many times it's being played, and so they just kind of tack it onto your episodic fee, so it's basically just non-existent at that point. But this doesn't mean that the entirety of the industry is shutting down. Okay, so the only contracts that are expiring are the TV, streaming, movie. All right, our commercial contracts, those are still good. So commercials will continue. Commercial voiceovers will continue. I just had 4 commercial auditions in the past day. Those are going to continue. Video games are going to continue, and for the most part, with special approval, it seems like short films, independent films, like truly independent films, those will still continue. So there will be work, just nothing from the studios or streamers. The gist of it is, the contracts suck. They've sucked for a while. The entire industry has changed, and our contracts have not changed with it. So for now, I'll see you on the picket line.